Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about what I'm teaching my 5th graders actually for the month of April. So I actually just finished these lessons up, but I'm behind. So here we are anyway. My 5th graders are working on piano, and this is our last week on the piano because we're actually going in my next set of lessons is the last set of lessons. Hallelujah. But that means that we are wrapping things up, and so we're doing like a final project. This is probably gonna be a really short video, but you know what? It's okay. Yeah, so there we are. On Monday, my kids come in and the first thing we do is a body percussion play along video. I've been really liking starting lessons out with a video because I feel like at the beginning of the day, at the beginning of the week, there's a lot of like, oh, I don't remember where my seat is. Oh, I need to talk to you. Oh, this happened, that happened. Like there's just a lot of things going on. And so if I can get them in and like focused quickly and I don't have to be the one leading everything, that has been really, really helpful to me. And so that is my goal. We've been doing one with surface pressure from Encanto because of course. So we do the video and then after that I'm like, okay, we just did lots of claps and snaps and stuff. That's called body percussion, and kind of explain that real quick. And then I'm like, great, this time can you follow me? And it's gonna go like this. Oh, sorry. And so we'll do that a couple of times and then I'll be like, great, this time I'm gonna sing. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody and it may be you. And so I'll sing that a couple of times and usually the kids pick it up really quickly. One of the kids actually, they love this song. I was worried that I did it first with 4th grade. I was worried they were gonna be like, oh, love somebody, but they love it. One of the kids was like, this is so catchy. And so I've been doing it with 4th and 5th grade. And so we go over the song and they just, I think that's great. We look at each of the different rhythms up there and talk about like this quarter note, this 8th notes, this 16th notes, and I throw them up on the screen. And then after that, I'm like, great, I'm gonna play along with us on the pianos. And so on the pianos, I usually do this one in D, but I've been doing it in C for this. And so I will play C, G, C, G, C, G, C. And just for each one, like, love somebody, yes I do. 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 Love somebody and it may be you. Ideally it would be love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody and it may be you. And so we've just been, I do that and I do it with one finger first. And then we review how we talked about chords last time. And so we talked about how, you know, chords are 3 notes and what the shape of the chord is and that kind of stuff. After that, I have them go to the keyboards and I tell them to find C and G and practice for about a minute figuring out how to play that with just C and G. I found this was much more successful than trying to just like jump into it. And so we try just the C and G, and so I'll give them about a minute to practice and then we'll sing it and play it. And then if they've kind of gotten that, then we'll review like this is what a chord is, this is how the chord looks, and so we'll talk about the different notes that you need to press down to make the chord. And so then we'll play the C chord and the G chord, and those are great because neither of them have accidentals, which makes it like much easier to explain. And so we just do that a couple of times. We'll sing it together, and that is actually pretty much all we accomplished on Monday. So there's Monday. On Tuesday, the kids come in and we go over Love Somebody again, and this time we're playing the game. So originally the game is that somebody thinks of the name of somebody else in their head, and then somebody else has to guess who that person's thinking of. I don't love that because I feel like it just breeds the idea of them lying. And so instead I've been giving them an eraser. And so I take a little eraser and everyone holds out their hand, and at the end of the song we all close our hands whether we have it or not, and then the person in the front has 3 guesses to see if they can figure out who has it. This game has been a huge hit with 4th and 5th grade. I love it because it's very simple. It's actually pretty dang quiet because like they're not making a lot of noise except for singing, and it's been keeping their attention really, really well. So that's been great. We do that for about half of the class. We can also do that in the classroom if we need to, or if you're like, you know, looking for something quiet for testing, perfect. And then after that, we are making up our own song on the piano. So we'll be like, okay, yesterday we, you know, played this on the piano. Today we're gonna play your own song on the piano, and this is gonna be our final project that we are working on this week. And so I give everyone a piece of paper and they literally, it just has like boxes on it. And so they just write a rhythm in each of the boxes, and then they write a letter underneath it, and then they go practice. So I had them come up with the rhythm first. They had to come to me and clap the rhythm to me. And then if they played it right, they could go to the keyboard, they could add the letters, and they can learn how to play it. And we talked about different things like, since you're gonna need to play it, you need to see if you can like come up with something simple enough to play. You know, don't pick any rhythms you don't know. Maybe only pick 2 or 3 letters to make life a little bit easier, maybe ones that are closer together. And those things all really helped. Like the classes where I said those things really did better than the classes where I didn't, you know, because you learn what you need to say every time you have a class. And so we kind of get like halfway through. So most of them finish with writing the song on the first day, because again, we did the game for half. And so then on Wednesday they come in and we get straight down into it. And so they finish up their song, learn how to play it, and then we're performing for everybody else. So before I release them into, you know, doing all the things, I show them up on the screen the rubric that I'm using, and it's not anything fancy. I literally told them, I was like, you're getting 2 grades. 1 grade is for the written part, 1 grade is for the performance. Your written part is just, are your rhythms written correctly? Do you have a letter for each rhythm? Okay. If so, then you get full points. The performance part, if you are playing what is on your paper, then you get full marks. And then I also added an audience component where if you are, you know, being rude, then you get points deducted off. And so that has also helped quell anybody being rude. But honestly, for the most part, they've been pretty respectful about other people playing. So that's been nice. I was worried that would be more of a problem. So we discuss it, we look at the rubric, and then I let them go and finish. I show them the rubric again. I'll also walk around so I can like make sure everyone's playing correctly. And then I spend the last bit of class and they get to come up and perform their compositions, and I let them pick either the actual piano or the keyboard, so they have that choice. Usually they pick the actual piano because they don't ever get to play on it, and that has been just a really, you know, easy and simple way to kind of wrap that up. I was looking for a good like wrapping up activity, and this was the best because I could tell who was really getting it, and also it was just like a little bit more fun than like doing a test. So I enjoyed that. The kids really enjoyed it too, and it was pretty simple. I don't think I had any classes for 5 whole days of the week because just, you know, something's always happening. So I didn't have a Thursday lesson, and then on Friday, if they hadn't finished, because some classes hadn't finished, and some classes I only had like 3 kids one day, and some classes I only had 3 days a week. If they haven't finished, then they're gonna finish their composition and do that on Friday. But if they have finished, then they come inside, we go over Love Somebody again. We and play the game for a little bit, and then they cash in their points for game time. So it's just like a double game situation, which is great because the next time they come is gonna be their last week of music. And so I'm kind of in that like, let's just have fun mode, especially with 5th grade, because I'm not gonna have them next year. And so I'm like, I want you to leave music being like, music is fun and I want to do band or choir. That's like my main goal for 5th grade. That was my main goal all year, but especially now. So I hope that was helpful. I know that was like ridiculously short, but that is really all that they were working on. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.